Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of a perfectly normal tier list. I'm back again with another little change. I found a way to have the little Camry there without having to have a bunch of other things on screen. It actually really wasn't that hard, but anyway, I'm here today for another tier list, and this week, you may notice I have the whole Super Smash Bros. Cast down here. All 80, some of them I think there are now, and I thought it would be fun to tier them based off of how good of friends I think I would be with them. Now, I haven't played every single game that all these characters are from, so some of them I'm just going to be going off of just appearance and my limited knowledge of them, but I think it'll be fun anyway. I won't be doing the Miis, just because, they're Miis. They can be whatever you want them to be. But beyond that, we're doing everybody. They even have Min Min down here who they just added. Of course, there's going to be 5 more characters coming, but I'll probably do that. I'll address that later once they're all out, but I thought this would be fun to do for now. So let's hop right into it. First up, we have Bayonetta, which is a great start because I've never played Bayonetta. But given how she acts, she seems pretty cool. Personally, I gotta admit, I was not that cool in high school, so I'm much cooler now. So I think we would get along, but we'd probably just be acquainted. We wouldn't be super close, I don't think. Next, we have Bowser Jr. And when it comes to the more kid-like characters, obviously, as a grown man, I don't think I could be super close friends with him. But I think we'd get along. He seems like a pretty cool kid, you know. He's good with technology. He's pretty smart. So I'm going to say, yeah, we'd be friends. Next up is Bowser. Bowser's a little tricky, because if we're going solely based off of Smash, he's kind of, more animal-like than he is in, the games. Especially we have scary big spooky Bowser from Super Mario World, and then we have Bowser from the Nintendo Switch Online parental controls video. They're two very different people. But I think this Bowser's a little bit more towards the brutal side, and for that reason I'm going to put him into enemies. Next up we have Captain Falcon, and I love Captain Falcon. He was my main up until the most recent game. I love playing as him. He's also kind of old. I'm pretty sure he's in his 30s, so I don't know how well we get along. But you know what? I think we'd be pals. Maybe even more. Actually, no, I think it'd be better friends with Bowser Jr. Next up, we have Chrom. Pretty serious guy, from what I remember from Fire Emblem Awakening. But I think we'd be friends still. I'll put him at the bottom of that for now. Next up is Cloud. And I have played Final Fantasy VII, and I know Cloud can be he can be a fun guy sometimes. He is still pretty serious most of the time, but I think we'd be friends too. So I'll put it there. Next up is Corrin, and they only give me the one version of Corrin, but assuming we have both the male and female ones, they act pretty much the same. I have not played the Fire Emblem he's from, but I think we'd be just, pretty neutral. Nothing too special about the two of us. I'm going kind of quick through some of these because some of them I don't really have any opinions on. Others I'll have a bit more to say about them. Now Daisy, I think me and Daisy would be pretty good friends. Especially compared to Princess Peach, I'm much more on Team Daisy, because Peach, she's always getting kidnapped. She's always causing problems for Mario, never doing anything nice for the guy when she rescues her. But Daisy's only been kidnapped the once? And that's it. But yeah, she seems pretty cool. I like her energy, even if it is a bit annoying at times. I think we'd be good pals. Next is Dark Pit, the edgy version of Pit. And I think we'd be acquainted. I don't think we'd be super close friends. Dark Samus is just an alien, really, from what I know of Dark Samus. I never played Metroid Prime 2, but I'm pretty sure Dark Samus would just murder me if she met me in the real world. So for that reason, I'm going to put her in arch enemies because, murdering is not friendship. Next up is Diddy Kong, and I gotta be honest, I personally don't like Diddy Kong at all. I don't like his attitude. I don't really like his design. I find him kind of annoying. So I'm going to put him in enemies because I don't like him, not because I don't think he'd like me. Next up is Donkey Kong. Now Donkey Kong is just a big gorilla. So could I really be friends with a gorilla? Not really. But I think he's friendly enough that as long as I did not mess with his bananas, we'd be okay. I'll put him near the bottom of acquainted for now. Next up is Dr. Mario. And Dr. Mario, obviously the same guy as Mario, but I'm going to treat this one as someone who's different, you know, more serious, more astute, and for that reason, I don't think we'd be super good friends, but I think we'd be acquainted. I'll put him right there beside Corin. Next up is Duck Hunt Dog, and I love dogs, and dogs love me, so he's going in best friends. Obviously, I think the duck is cool too, but yeah, how do you not love Duck Hunt Dog? He's just a cute little guy hanging out. Next up, we have Falco. Also kind of serious, kind of a jerk at times. Not someone that I think I'd want to socialize with a whole lot, but not someone I think I'd be enemies with either. I'll put him kind of with Dark Pit. Fox, I think I'd be friends with, probably more so than Corin and Captain Falcon. I've never played Star Fox. I played a little bit of Star Fox, so I don't really know too much about them. I've seen a few clips though, and Fox just seems like a friendlier guy than Falco, so I'll put him in friends. Next up is Ganondorf, the big bad villain of the Zelda series. And I think we'd be enemies. Probably more so, well, less so actually. See, this is a big mistake I made in my last tier list, is that I would think enemy and I put him at the top of the one listed enemy, when in reality I think we'd be more so enemies than Diddy Kong, so we should go below that. I'll probably make that mistake again in this video, if I'm being completely honest. But I'll try not to, and I'll try and catch myself if I do it, but we'll see. Now we have Greninja. I'm not a huge fan of Greninja, even as a Pokemon, if I'm being completely honest. I've never used one, mainly because I thought he was overrated. And he's also kind of an animal. So I'll put him in Acquainted, but I'll put Donkey Kong above him. I feel like we're going to have a lot in Acquainted. When I thought of this list, I didn't think that many would go here. But now that it's coming together, I think a lot of them are going to be in this middle one. Next up we have Popo and Nana, the ice climbers, and they're cool. I like them, they're pretty friendly. In fact, I'll put them in good friends. I think they'd be a pretty cool couple to hang out with. Pretty cool, get it? See what I did there? We climb ice. Moving on. Next is Ike, another Fire Emblem character that seems pretty serious, but I think he'd be a bit more fun to hang out with than Chrom or Captain Falcon. I'm sure there's some Fire Emblem expert out there who's going to tell me no, Chrom is like super serious and is not the kind of guy who has fun. But whatever. Now next up is Incineroar. And he also kind of doesn't seem like the friendliest of guys. He kind of reminds me of Bowser's energy he's giving off. But I would hang out with him before Diddy Kong, because I really don't like Diddy Kong. So I'll put him there. Also hang out, I don't know how you hang out with a Pokemon, you know, play fetch, I guess. I don't know. Next we have Inkling. The Inklings are pretty cool. I did play Splatoon. It wasn't a super exciting game for me, but I thought the character designs are really cool, and they seem like fun characters. So, you know, I think we'd be good friends. The Inklings and I. Next up is Isabelle. Also, thing I also just realized doing this list, did you realize there's 4 characters? There's 4 characters in this game that their name starts with the letter I. I don't think I even know somebody in my day-to-day life whose name starts with the letter I, but Smash Brothers has 4, being Ice Climbers, Ike, Inkling, and now Isabelle. So, it's a weird thing I picked up on. But Isabelle's gonna go, she's gonna go into good friends, because Isabelle, she's lovely, she's a delight, she's a darling, always looking out for you, always welcoming you every day, and Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I need to play more of, because I've kind of fallen off recently. Next up is Jigglypuff. And Jigglypuff, once again, the Pokemon are kind of tough to put because of how they work in game. You know, you catch them, you use them as pets, sort of. But I think we'd be pals. Obviously, I put Duck Hunt Dog at the top of good friends, and it's essentially just a pet. But the Pokemon I have a harder time with because they're not actual animals, whereas Duck Hunt Dog is. Next up is Joker from Persona 5. I have not played Persona 5, but from what I've heard, Joker's a pretty cool guy. I think we'd be pretty good friends. Yeah. Next up is Ken. Ken. Ken can go into friend, I think. But probably where Chrom is. I have watched a short Let's Play of the Street Fighter V like story mode, And Ken does seem kind of like a fun guy, so I'll put him there. Because he has a lot into sports, I can tell, and I'm not super into sports. Um, that's fine. King Dedede is a pretty funny guy. Like, have you seen the Kirby cartoon show, Kirby Right Back at You? Guy's hilarious. I'm gonna put him, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put him in best friends. Me and King Dedede. Guy's hilarious. King K. Rool, at least in Smash, is also kind of very animalistic, I feel, compared to how he shows up in the Donkey Kong Country games. In the Donkey Kong Country games, especially Donkey Kong Country 64, which I have played, he's very funny. Like, I feel like he's a very humorous character. But in Smash, he seems a lot more aggressive. And for that reason, I'm going to put him into arch enemies, even though he is the character I play as the most in Ultimate. But I don't think he'd be as violent towards me as an alien. Next up is Kirby. Kirby's going right into best friends, the very top. Look at him. He's a delight. He's fun to hang around with. He loves everyone and everything. Kirby and me, best buds. Also, fun fact, the first amiibo I ever bought was of Kirby, because he's the best. Next is Link. I think me and Link would be pretty good friends. Yeah, I'll put him right there. I don't have a whole lot to say on it. Link never really speaks, so for that reason, I can't really form a huge opinion on him, but he's a good guy. He does good things. He has a lot of cool skills. I'd hang out with him. Next up is Little Mac. And while he may suck in Smash, I think we would be friends. And I think he would go there with Ken, sort of the fit boys. Next up is Lucario. And Lucario, of all the Pokemon so far, I think we would be good friends. Probably at the bottom, because Lucario has been shown to be able to communicate through the movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, which is one of my favorite Pokemon movies. It's one of the best. I should do an actual tier list of the Pokemon movies. When I say actual, I mean actually rank something how I like them, and not using some silly criteria like I have for the past 4 weeks. Next up is Lucas. And I just feel bad. Like, if you played Mother 3 or know what happens in Mother 3, Lucas goes through a lot, and the boy just needs a good friend. And I would be Lucas's friend. So he's going to go at the bottom of best friends right now. Next up is Lucina. She's fine. I don't think we'd be enemies, but like, she's fine. I played Fire Emblem Awakening. I don't remember much of her in that, and I remember when she came to Smash, it was not a huge deal, but she's fine. Luigi's going all the way to best friends, right there. I love Luigi. He's a silly guy. I'd help him clear out ghosts out of a mansion if he asked me to. Also, if you played the Paper Mario games, you know Luigi has, at least in the first one, he has his diary in the basement, and it's just full of him talking about how he wishes he could go on an adventure with Mario. Just makes me feel sorry for him. Also, in the Mario and Luigi games, he's really funny too. So for that reason, I think we'd be good friends. Next up is Mario. And I don't think me and Mario would be as good friends as me and Luigi, just because Mario does seem a bit more serious, a little less fun. He's always busy, he's always off having to go save Princess Peach. But I think we'd be pretty good friends nonetheless. Next we have Marth. And Marth, once again, is kind of like a serious character. I keep saying this for all the Fire Emblem characters. I know there's funny ones. I've played Three Houses. There's definitely a few funny ones. Just the main character tend to be the more serious one, or the ones that you control. So I'll put him there. I think he'd be more fun than Chrom, but not as fun as Ike. Yeah, we'll go with that. Mega Man. Mega Man's pretty cool. Also is always kind of busy saving the world, so I don't know if we become super good friends. But I'll put him right there, beside Cloud. Meta Knight. Okay, here's the other thing. Meta Knight in game, kind of serious looking, but Meta Knight, once again from the Kirby show, is kind of a funny guy. Like, he has some funny moments from what I remember as a kid. There's one very specific one I'm thinking of, and if I can find the clip, I'll play it in the video. It just makes me laugh.
Hey Meta Knight, how's it going? Very badly.
And for that reason, I'm gonna put him in good friends, just because he does have a good sense of humor. Next up is Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo before he turns Ash to stone, probably an enemy. Mewtwo after Pikachu brings Ash back from dying, probably really just an acquaintance. So I'll put him there, because he is kind of a bad guy. in the versions he appears in. And even in game, he's just that rare thing you find at the end of the games. So, not a whole lot to go off of there. Next up is Mr. Game & Watch. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like Mr. Game & Watch. I don't know what it is, he's funny. That moment in Subspace Emissary, where he gives Peach her parasol back, you get a lot of his character just from that. You can establish what kind of guy he is, and he seems like a good guy. And I think we'd be pals because of it. Next up is Ness. And Ness I also feel I'd be pretty good friends with. Not as good as Lucas, because Ness is a bit more confident. So I still think we'd be good friends. But I don't think I have as much of a want to be friends with Ness as Lucas. But still though, I'll put him right there. Olimar is pretty serious, kind of. You know, most of his games he's on a planet full of dangerous things that are trying to kill him. So for that reason, I think he has a reason to be serious. But I think we'd be friends, you know? I would go on a space adventure with Olimar if he asked me to. Yeah, I'll put him right there. If he was like, Josh, come help me collect things on a distant planet with small plant creatures, I'd be like, yeah, Olimar, I'll help you out. Pac-Man's a pretty cool guy. I think we'd be friends, or good friends. You know what? I'm gonna move Olimar actually down to friends, but near the top. Now that I think about it, and Pac-Man will go actually where Olimar was. Yeah, it feels better. Next up is Palutena, and I would like to be friends with Palutena because she is a god. But as for if she would have time for a mere mortal like me, probably not. So I'll probably have to put her in acquaintance using that logic. I feel Dr. Mario would have more time for me than Palutena. Probably actually Corrin too. Dark Pit probably wouldn't really want to hang out with me. And some of the rest of them I don't want to hang out with. So we're good. Peach, like I said earlier, I don't think I'd be as good friends with Daisy. But I think we could be friends. Go play golf or go-karting sometime, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, we'll put it right there. So far, so good. Pichu, I love Pichu. I get that once again it falls in that kind of pet territory, but Pichu is when they brought Pichu back for Ultimate, I remember I sent my friend Evan a text and it was a picture of Pichu and all it said was he's back in all caps because I was so excited. Pichu's just great. Pikachu's also great, and for that reason I'm also gonna put him into best friends. Probably down there though, because Pikachu has been shown to be the best of companions in multiple games and shows. Next up is Piranha Plant, which is very funny considering the last tier list I just did. I talked about how Piranha Plant would probably kill me, and for that reason I'm gonna put it into Arch Enemy because I don't think it would like me very much and probably just try to eat my face. Next we have Pit, and Pit's a nice guy. Me and Pit, we'd be good friends. I feel Pit would get on my nerves a bit, so we wouldn't be the best of friends, but I think we'd be good enough friends that I'll put him there. Actually, I'll put Pac-Man above him, and Isabelle above him, but he can hang out like Mario and Meta Knight. Next up is Pokemon Trainer, and thankfully I don't have to rank each Pokemon, because that would kind of just get, that'll be a bit harder, but if we're talking about the trainer himself, I think we get along. I'm a fan of Pokemon. Clearly he's a fan of Pokemon. I'll put him in best friend, right beside Pikachu. Next up is Richter. I've never played a Castlevania game, and for that reason, I think we would just be acquainted. Right there. Ridley would kill me. Honestly, probably quicker than Dark Samus would. Like, Ridley is just the most aggressive of all the Smash Brothers characters, and that's why he's gonna go there. Next up is Robin. Robin I will put probably with the other million Fire Emblem characters. Put Robin there. Now we have Rob, and Rob is just a robot, but dang is he a robot that cares a lot about his friends. If you played Subspace Emissary, you'd know what I mean. And for that reason, I'm gonna put him right beside Mr. Game & Watch. Rosalina and Luma? Rosalina seems really cool. Honestly, out of all the princesses, she's probably my favorite. Now does that mean I think we'd actually be good friends? Probably not. She seems like a busy lady. running the whole galaxy, taking care of things, being a god in many ways as well. Um, I think I'll put her at the bottom of friends just because I really want to be her friend. Roy, I've always really liked Roy. Just even as a Smash Brothers character, I really thought he was cool. So for that reason, I'm gonna put him in friends. I'll probably gonna put him the highest out of all the Smash Bros. Characters, just because I really like Roy. But as for if we'd be friends, I don't know. I don't know what Roy does. I've never played his game. I'll put him there. Next up is Ryu, who I think would be less fun to hang out with than Ken. I'll put him there. Yeah. In fact, I think Ken would be a bit more fun to hang out with than Lil Mac. Olimar too. Yeah, sounds good. Samus is pretty serious. She's pretty tough. She's pretty serious. I might be a little too silly to be her friend. She doesn't seem like the kind of person that has many friends to begin with. So I'll just throw her into acquaintance. Above the animals, because at least we could have a regular human conversation, I think. Next up is Sheik, which is just Zelda, but slightly more serious. So for that reason, I'll also put her in acquainted. I'll put her above Samus, though, and Richter, but below Lucina. Shulk seems pretty cool. I've watched all of Xenoblade Chronicles, so I know what happens. I know who he is. He's a good guy, and for that reason, I think we'd be pretty good friends. Yeah, I like Shulk. Next up is Simon, who I think I'd be less friends with than Richter, so I'll put him below, right below Richter. Solid Snake. Okay, here's the thing. Solid Snake, I've not played a Metal Gear Solid game, but I've seen clips, and at least because of all the little codex calls from Brawl, he's a pretty funny guy. And I know he's a busy man, but I would like to be his friend. And for that reason, I'm going to put him above Link, I think. I think it would be tough to have a friendship with him given what he does. And also, I'm pretty sure he's dead, maybe, question mark? I don't know the games that well, but I know there's a whole lot of stuff involving clones, so who really knows? But regardless, I'd like to be friends with Snake. Sonic, look, I've played very little of Sonic games. In fact, I don't think I've ever finished a Sonic game. But Sonic is a good guy, despite all the weird stuff he goes through. And I think we'd be pretty good pals if I were to meet Sonic the Hedgehog. Although I don't know if I want to be friends with him as much as I want to be friends with some of these characters. Yeah, I'll put him right below Mario. The appropriate spot for Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, Toon Link, I think we would be pals. I think Toon Link would like me more than regular Link would like me, but I think I want to be friends more with regular Link than regular Link would want to be friends with me, if that made any sense whatsoever. So I'll put him right below Link. But I think we would be friends. I think we'd get along. Wind Waker is one of my favorite Legend of Zelda games, so there's that. Next up is Villager. And since the Villager is really just me, I'm kind of torn where to put him. I'll put him in Acquainted. I'll put him sort of where... Just because, I don't know, also all the funny memes of Villager murdering people makes me a little uneasy around him. So I'll put him right there. Wario... I don't think I'd like Wario. I think Wario is a funny character, but thinking of him as someone I want to be friends with, unlikely. But I'll put him at the top of enemies, because he isn't, the worst guy in the world. But I just don't think we get along, even though I do think his shenanigans are pretty funny. Wii Fit Trainer, I don't think we'd be super close friends. All about that fitness life, always telling me I need to exercise more. I do my best, Wii Fit Trainer, just leave me alone. But she means well, so I'll put her there. Next up is Wolf. I don't think Wolf would like me. Yeah, I'll put Wolf there. A lot of the villains ended up near the bottom, but is that really such a big surprise when you're ranking them based off of how likely you'd be friends with them? No, I don't think so. Next we have Yoshi. Yoshi's great. Yoshi is nothing but love and joy and fun. I think I'd want to be friends with the Pikachu a bit more, but he can go up there. I'm also looking at this now. I feel like a lot of the cute characters end up near the top, just because I know they're very nice just by nature. Whereas the ones that are more, more human and have more personalities, who knows if I'd really like them, but based off of what I know, they ended up sort of more towards the middle. But that's just what happens sometimes when you make a list. Next up is Young Link, and I think I'm going to stick him with the other Links, because personality-wise they're all pretty similar. I think I'll put him above Toon Link though. Next up is Zelda, and Zelda's just a sweetheart. She is one of the nicest people. At least in most versions. The Twilight Princess one seems kind of mean, but I never finished that game. But the Skyward Sword one, which is my favorite one of the nicest people. And for that reason, I think we get along pretty well. Yeah. Zero Suit Samus, pretty much just Samus again. So I'll put her there. I think we'd be slightly better friends because of the fact she doesn't have to use the arm cannon just hanging out with me. Instead, she just uses her smaller gun. So in a weird way, I think that means that she thinks slightly more of me if she doesn't have to wear the whole suit of armor. Now we have the other DLC characters. First we have Hero, who honestly is not the most interesting of people. So I'm going to put him in Acquainted. Probably beside... Yeah. I think he seems nicer than Dark Pit. But still, not someone that I think is super interesting. Banjo and Kazooie pretty nice. I'll put them in good friends somewhere. Right there. Right between Ice Climbers and Ness. Which now that I think about it, makes me think Game & Watch and Rob should go lower down. Because really, would I actually be friends? You know what, they are going to go down a few. I'm going to knock them down, actually all the way down to where Link is. Probably even below the Links. Just up the mind. You know what, I'll put Joker up to best friends because he does seem like a good guy. You know, I'll move Daisy up too. So at least this way I don't have a bunch of animals as best friends. But doesn't it just go to show how, the world works sometimes where like if you see a cute animal, you befriend it so much faster than a real person? I think that says something. Alright, who's left? Terry. I don't know much about Terry, but Terry seems really cool to me. And for that reason, I'm going to put him in good friends. I think we'd be good pals. Once again, I don't know anything about him. Maybe he's a total jerk. But kind of that same logic as Snake. Actually, I'll put Snake above him. But I think I'd want to be friends with him. Byleth. I've played Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I really enjoyed it. And just for that reason alone, I'm going to put Byleth right there. And then last, but certainly not least, is Min Min. I've never played ARMS, but Min Min seems nice. I think she can go there for my good friends list. So here we have it. Here's my list of the Smash Brothers characters based off of how good of friends I think we could be. With Kirby, Luigi, and Duck Hunt Dog at the very top. And then Ridley, Dark Samus, and Piranha Plant at the bottom. So there we have it. There's my list. This one was really silly. It's hard to judge a fictional character and how well you think that you'd be friends with them. But I did my best. I thought quick on my feet. So here it is. Here's the list. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who do you think would be your best friend in Smash Brothers if you had to pick one of them? Who do you think would be the person you'd least like to spend time with? Let me know down below. As always, I'll be back next week with another tier list. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.